Insurers need to take more action to avoid financial losses that come as a result of extreme weather due to global climate change, Lloyd has said. The insurance market called for insurers to incorporate climate change into their models as damage and weather-related losses shoot up around the world. According to Lloyd's, over the past decade, the cost of such incidents has increased from an annual average of $50 billion in the 1980s to almost $200 billion. It said that it's time that official changes are made across the insurance industry that consider the potential effects of climate change in order to prevent businesses facing losses they couldn't have predicted. This comes after the publication of the National Climate Assessment, which highlighted the devastating effects global warming is already having across the US. The report was described by White House science advisor John Holdren as the loudest and clearest alarm bell to date, signalling the need to take urgent action to combat the threats to Americans from climate change. As the global climate system shifts, various nations have been facing bigger and more frequent hurricanes, typhoons and heat waves. In the UK, flooding is the biggest risk. In 2011, the most expensive year so far in terms of natural disasters, insured losses amounted to some $126 billion. A new report from Lloyd's looked into the impact of Superstorm Sandy, which cost the industry $35 billion and insured losses 2 years ago. It found that a 20-centimetre rise in the sea level at the southern tip of Manhattan Island increased Sandy's surge losses in New York by 30%. This alone totalled up to $8 billion. Trevor Maynard, head of exposure management and reinsurance at Lloyd's, told The Guardian that climate change is increasing a whole host of threats, from property damage to the political risk to economic impacts. He said it could mean the insurance industry may need to hold more capital in order to protect against increasing risk levels. This story was brought to you by QBE, the business insurance specialist.